Welcome to Forked Up, your go-to podcast for all things cheer, beer, and lots of reindeer. I'm Michelle Davis.
And I'm Matt Holloway. Today we're talking about Hawaii's magical beer streams, tater tot rocks, and the biblical background of candy canes.
So stay tuned, y'all. It's about to get forked up.
What the fuck is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Forked Up.
Yuletide greetings.
yeah,
everyone.
Went a little ham on the Christmas decor.
Yeah, I mean, it's Christmassy. It's Christmassy in here.
I'll say this, the slowly decaying branches behind us.
It was a good look.
Don't miss that.
Well, we will be expanding our holiday decor here at Forked Up headquarters, so stay tuned for all that. What else do we have going on?
Some quick housekeeping stuff. Boiler room. If you guys missed it last week, we had some great Thanksgiving tips, and then we had, for the paid subscribers, we had a gift list. But our gift guide, excuse me.
A gift guide.
But it was not the traditional like gift guide in the sense of like
no purchases necessary.
buy this VR headset.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, buy this fucking.
Everyone goes crazy for this marmalade. I don't do that. I don't like that kind of stuff.
No, we gave a gift guide for things that
you can make at home, since we know money is tight and there's no reason to have such mindless consumerism all the time. There's no reason for it. And we're all grown ups. So make something nice for somebody or don't get them anything at all.
And this week in the boiler room, I'm going to be showing y'all how to take better food photos using your smartphone. And then the paid subscribers are going to get a more in-depth look at actual like equipment outside of a phone. And some behind the scenes of Brave New Meal. So if you guys are not signed up for the Boiler Room, sign up right now, theboilerroom.com.
Or badmanners.substack.com or badmanners.com, newsletter up at the top. 3 ways.
We try to make it easy for you. So, but yeah, so speaking of behind the scenes of Brave New Meal, if y'all bought Brave New Meal on Amazon, please leave us a review. That shit helps more than I would like.
Yeah, it really does. Also, if your book arrived wet or the book is otherwise, like the packaging was chewed up, please don't review Amazon in our book reviews.
Yeah.
Review them elsewhere, not in our book review.
We got one lady gave us like a 1-star because something about orangutans. Was it palm oil?
Yeah, she said, I don't know how she has proof that I used palm oil in anything.
Yeah. I don't believe that she even bought the book, but she gave us a 1-star review because apparently orangutans are dying.
Yeah, well, I know that, the deforestation to harvest palm oil is a real thing and all of that stuff, but I don't know. She equated the fact that I had a couple fried recipes in the book, which is new, but she's like, oh, puff pastry, but we've had puff pastry in recipes for years, and she gave us a 1-star. So
don't leave a bullshit review.
That was
How
dope.
about that?
Yeah, I read it. They hurt all my feelings. Moving on.
Yeah. But speaking of food, Michelle, what do we have on the menu this weekend?
This weekend, we have our poblano potato breakfast tacos. I mean, I put breakfast in it because there's potato, but I mean, honestly, it's an any time of day taco. They're delicious. It's one of my favorite of the photos on our site, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look it up real quick.
Also, we have our blood orange buck. It is a cocktail, could easily be a mocktail. For this time of year, blood oranges are in season, as is all citrus. So it's a great time to make some homemade blood orange bucks. It's a beautiful photo, huh?
Oh, yeah. I remember when we took this photo, we had gotten some new equipment.
Yeah.
That's probably why you like it.
Yeah.
So the photo of the poblano breakfast tacos was definitely like a shift in our...
It was the beginning of a new era.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. I remember this day that we shot it. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, heat of a recipe. Photo aside, it's a fucking
somebody just cooked it on Instagram and posted about it. I was like, oh shit, yeah, I forgot about that recipe.
But yeah, other than the she's asleep. We have a puppy in the studio today.
Yes, guys. I was driving down a very busy street, and there was a pup.
Michelle FaceTimed me at like 9 a.m, which usually isn't good.
Yeah, first I called Kyria. I was like, there's a situation.
Yeah.
Then I called Matt and I was like, hey, there's a situation. I'm bringing somebody to the office. And it was a German Shepherd pup. She is under 1 year old. She was running through traffic on a very busy street by my house with an electrical cord tied around her neck.
You know, because people are fucking monsters.
Yeah, and she has clearly been abused. You can see all of her ribs. She's way too skinny. We took her to the vet. She's healthy, but he said severely malnourished. And we are going to rehabilitate her, and then she will likely be up for adoption.
Yeah. Assuming that no one in our proximity snags her first. It tends to be that people close to us get the fosters.
Yeah,
first,
but she is a super sweetie pie. She's asleep here on the floor now.
Let's hope that she stays asleep. It's been, we normally record earlier in the day, but because we were at the vet for 4 hours. And then coming back here and trying to get her to eat and do all that.
And meet the other dogs.
It's been a day.
Guys, it's been a lot. But if you see a dog running on the side of the road with an electric cord or an extension cord tied around her neck, you better pull over.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to tell you. You better fucking pull over.
If you are someone that you know in the Los Angeles area is missing a 1 year old German Shepherd that was left tied to a pole via extension cord, please reach out to us so that you can catch these fucking hands.
Yeah. If you're a piece of shit who your dog chewed herself to freedom and was running through traffic willing to die to get away from you, send me an email.
That's honestly, looking at the extension cord and her seeing her bite marks on it is so heartbreaking because she so very clearly was trying to escape.
Yeah, so it was a long day, but in other news...
I think Michelle's like awkward transitions, just falsetto.
Yeah. Me and Jay Timberlake.
Yeah. But speaking of the holidays, Michelle, have you seen this commercial out of Norway?
Yes.
Where Santa's got a boyfriend.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's fine. I take no issue with it other than the fact that even when I was a child, I thought that I saw mommy kissing Santa Claus. I thought that was weird. I thought this is for children. Why does Santa need to have a relationship with anybody? Why does his sexual identity matter to me? I'm 10. I don't care.
Well, I liked in Man Seeking Woman, a great TV show with Jay Baruchel, who was on the show before. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. They have this whole episode where the older sister has an affair with Santa. And breaks up the relationship between him and Mrs. Claus, and he turns out to be this two-timing piece of shit. Really worth it. I'm not mad about Santa having a sexual identity. I just don't think.
Yeah, again,
who cares? He's a fictional character. He can be any race, any sexual identity.
Santa could fuck the moon. I don't care. But as a fictional character that is meant for children, I don't know that we need to be singing songs about
him kissing Santa Claus,
having affairs with your mom. Do we need this?
No, we don't need it.
But honestly, but then
I would always okay, so he's married to Mrs. Claus. Are the elves his children? I don't understand.
No, that's his slaves.
Yeah. Okay. So what?
So they don't have children.
It's just crazy. It's too much.
The whole Santa Claus lore.
The mythology's fucked.
I assume anyone who listens to this show that has children has turned it off by now. Don't ever, not just during the holiday season, don't ever listen to our show around children. Ever.
That's fucking funny.
Don't you ever.
Don't you dare do it.
Don't you dare do it. Don't do it. I just don't think that the brand of Santa Claus, like brands are just the brands are horny.
Yeah,
they're so horny.
No, it's like White Castle is on OnlyFans.
Yes. Why the fuck does White Castle need an OnlyFans?
Why? Okay, I would say about 4 years ago, brands started getting horny.
You know whose fault this is Carl's Jr. When they had Paris Hilton on a car eating a cheeseburger, that was like...
I mean, they did it a lot with a lot of people.
Brands have always been teetering on the edge of horny, but Carl's Jr. They took it to another level.
Yeah, and then Twitter, brands being horny on Twitter.
Yeah.
I also don't care for.
Yeah. I'm seeing that a lot on TikTok too.
Yeah.
Brands going under someone's like very obvious thirst trap.
Yeah.
And
you could use some Planters peanuts and you're like, ugh.
Yeah, it'll be like Lockheed Martin with the blue check.
Yeah, I'd be like,
and they'll be
I
like,
got a missile for you. And
yeah,
you're like, oh.
Looking great. You're like, what are you doing here? Don't you have a war to start?
Yeah. I don't want horny brands.
Why are the brands in the comment section?
Why are they horny?
We're a brand. We're not in the fucking comment section.
Being horny?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't get it. I'm tired of it.
I'm not here for it.
Santa can be gay. He can be whatever he wants. He's fictional. I don't care. I'd
rather him not be horny.
Yeah. Horny Santa.
No thanks.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of holiday sweets, let's get on to some food history.
It is now time for This Week in Food History.
This some serious gourmet shit.
Well, candy canes are an iconic holiday treat, with the U.S. alone producing 1.7 billion every year, but their path to ubiquity was not a straight line. The first historical reference to the familiar candy cane shape goes back to 1670. Yes, this is a fairly old candy. The choir master at the Cologne Cathedral in Germany first bent the sugar sticks into the shape of canes so they looked like a shepherd's staff. The all-white candy canes were then given out to children during the nativity services, which can be super, super long, to keep them occupied without offending church leadership due to their religious shape, looking like the shepherd's staff.
Nativity services, yes. Speaking as...
A former...
A man who was raised in the Catholic Church, they can go long.
Yeah.
However, Stations of the Cross, put me up there next to Jesus, I'd rather die. Too fucking long. All day with that shit.
So these pulled sugar sticks were super popular in Germany during that time. So it's not strange this choir master would be like, I got an idea. I'll just give these out. And the church is like, no candy at church. He's like, oh, but look, it's like a shepherd's staff, like for the nativity. And they're like, fuck you and your workaround. All right, fine. But they still had no flavor to them. They were just sugar. And then this custom of handing out candy by clergymen during the Christmas services kind of spread throughout the world. But at the time, the candy canes remained white. In 1847, the first reference to candy canes in the Americas appeared when a German immigrant named August Imgard decorated his Christmas tree, which was outside, in Worcester, Ohio, with candy canes. I don't know why this dude's Christmas tree made national news, but it was in all the papers. Everybody was talking about it. These were simpler times. But again, they were still white and they looked like little bones and they had no flavor to them. It took almost 50 more years for the first red and white striped candies to appear. No one knows exactly who invented the stripes, but based on historical Christmas cards, we can figure out when they became popular. So illustrations of striped candy canes didn't show up on any cards until the beginning of the 20th century, the age of marketing, the golden age of selling people shit. Around that time, candy makers also began adding the flavors of peppermint and wintergreen to the candy canes, and those became accepted as the traditional holiday flavors. In 1919, a candy maker named Bob McCormick began making candy canes, and by the 1950s, his company, Bob's Candies, he really brainstormed that, became the largest maker of iconic candy canes in the world. Now, everyone knows the shape and the taste of these treats, but weirdly enough, there's like a ton of urban legends, like Christian urban legends around these candy canes, trying to like reincorporate them back into the church.
Sure. Yeah, we were told it was J for Jesus.
Yeah, not true.
Depends on who you ask.
Yeah, so many of the urban legends think that the candy cane was some kind of secret symbol for Christianity during a time when Christians were like being persecuted, like, the story of the fish in the sand and all of that. No. That's not true. They're from the 1600s in Germany, a very fine time to be a Christian. Some people say that the candy was shaped like J for Jesus. Again, no, shepherd's staff. I read that the red and white stripes represents Christ's blood and purity, and that the 3 red stripes were added to symbolize the Holy Trinity, and that the hardness of the candy represents the church's foundation on solid rock, and the peppermint flavor, they even got a story for that. They say that it represents the use of hyssop, an herb referred to in the Old Testament. None of that is true. That is backwards writing. They're trying to make it into a religious symbol for the holidays, where it was really, they're just a sweet treat designed to keep kids quiet in church. And the peppermint flavor and red stripes were added in the 20th century to make them more commercially attractive to consumers, which is a Christmas tale as old as time. So none of it's true. They're just a sweet, delicious treat, and they've been marketed very, very well. And I want a candy cane now.
Have you brought any fruits or vegetables onto the planet?
Welcome to Recon.
Get ready for a surprise!
If any of y'all were trying to eat healthier by replacing your tater tots with these broccoli tots, which is a trend I was unaware of, well, at least you're getting more minerals into your diet, because this week, Culinary Foods announced a nationwide recall of Bird's Eye frozen broccoli tots for pieces of metal and rocks.
It's not a great marketing campaign if I've never heard of your product, and the first
time I hear about it, it's getting recalled.
Also, what does a broccoli tot look like? It must look like a green piece of poo.
They don't look great.
Yeah. They probably look worse when pieces of metal and rock in them.
I'll pull them up. Here you go. Wait, what is this? Michelle, describe what a broccoli tot looks like for a list. Kind of looks like a jalapeno popper.
Yeah, but the shape is like, okay, if you'd been sucking on a green Jolly Rancher and then you dropped it in the fur of a golden retriever.
Yeah, or just you dropped it on the playground and you kicked around the sand for a little bit.
Yeah, then that's what you're looking at.
So, to date, the FDA has recorded 2 customer complaints, both reportedly with dental damage after consuming the product. ConAgra did not release which states those customers were in. Sorry, puppy on the loose in the studio. She's a little bit of a distraction. She, being as young as she is, she does not know how big she is.
Yeah, she is unaware.
Yeah. But yeah, this was a recall for the books, because like what a literal fucking kick in the teeth. You're trying to eat healthier.
You know what? I'm going to get my shit together. I had way too many mashed potatoes over the holidays.
The bag, the bag says no potatoes. Doesn't say anything about rocks.
To be fair.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah, might get some rocks in there. I'm not saying there is not any rocks. The possibility of rocks isn't completely zero.
Never.
But there's no potatoes in it.
No potatoes.
Maybe bring traditional tater tots back. Put the potatoes back in until you figure out why your broccoli has metal shavings.
Fucking rocks. It's not like Bird's Eye food. Bird's Eye is the one who started flash frozen foods.
Yep.
They know how to freeze broccoli.
Yeah, they're not new to this game. This should be old hat for them.
Yeah. Do you think some little kid broke into the factory and was like, no broccoli, no?
It was take your kid to work day at the broccoli factory. Yeah. and a kid threw his transformer robot onto the assembly line.
He said, no, I want potatoes.
That is it's a wild recall. Like you're trying to do better, you know? Yeah.
It's bad. It's like when I found at the grocery store a thing of bacon sitting on top of a yoga mat. And I was like, a decision was made. Hi, Mama.
Hi. Do you need us to get you a microphone?
So I have some thoughts on tater tots. I've never had one, and I'd like to try them.
And we are going to try to get through the rest of this episode as this sizable puppy continues her rampage through the studio.
I would call it a rampage.
She's going to take that wreath down in a second. She keeps eyeing that wreath behind Michelle. She's like, that's a giant donut. I know what that is.
All right. Well, I'm going to get to some food news real quick for y'all. A group of 40 chefs came together in San Salvador, El Salvador in the last couple weeks to make my stomach's dreams come true and shatter a world record by making the world's largest pupusa. They used over 1,500 pounds of masa, queso, beans, and chicharron across a specifically made platform for this purpose and then cooked it over a charcoal fire. Sounds fucking delicious. The video provided by Telemundo and reposted by LA Taco is absolutely worth checking out. The resulting pupusa was 15 feet wide and reportedly delicious by everyone who tried it, which is a part of the story I really like because usually, you know, you see these like biggest pizza ever made and you're like 100% that doesn't taste good and they threw it in the trash. So I like that they actually fed people with it. But there was zero mention of the curtido needed to match this delicious feat, and that feels like a critical oversight.
How much you think?
All the curtido.
Yeah.
All
like
the curtido.
How big is it? It was 15 feet wide?
Yeah.
You need like a car made out of curtido.
Yeah, like a school bus filled with curtido, if not more.
Yeah.
So like we said in our new book, we have a pupusa recipe in there. We really think of pupusas as curtido delivery devices. So where was the curtido?
For those who are not familiar with the gloriousness of a pupusa, Michelle, what you want to explain?
Sure.
It?
A pupusa is a thick kind of griddle cake from El Salvador and Honduras. They're made with corn flour or rice flour. In El Salvador, they've been declared the national dish, so I usually associate them with El Salvador. Also, I just grew up with a lot more people from El Salvador and eating pupusas. Pupusas are usually stuffed with one or more ingredients like cheese, chicharron, squash, or refried beans. They're typically served with curtido, like we've been saying, which is a mild cabbage slaw, and they have like a kind of tomatoey salsa thing that goes with it too. It's simply addictive. Like I fucking love pupusas. I could eat them every single day. They're so filling. Are there no pupuserias where you live? Well, try our recipe for our jackfruit and bean pupusas in our new cookbook, Brave New Meal. And of course, there's a curtido recipe to go along with it.
Well, I'm going to try to get to my news story as quickly as possible because I cannot wrangle this puppy while we're recording. So if y'all have ever been to Hawaii, y'all know what a fantastic, magical, almost otherworldly place that it is.
Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous.
And it's so magical, apparently, that beer is flowing freely downstream on the island of Oahu. So locals and tourists were hanging out in this area and they noticed that this stream smells a lot like beer. like a frat house. You know, like that dry, like hoppy.
Yeasty.
Like we all know that smell, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A little,
It's so gross.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't mind it.
Yeah.
You know, some people like the smell of gasoline. I don't mind the smell of beer.
Fair enough.
A local environmentalist, Carol Cox, said that the smell was so strong that, quote, you would think a beer pub hadn't opened its doors for 3 to 4 days.
That's a funk.
Yeah. So, having collected samples from the stream, results came back that the water tested for 1.2 alcohol by volume, which not that strong. But considering non-alcoholic beers, you know, it's like 0.5 or lower is for non-alcoholic.
I mean, it's definitely more alcoholic than water.
Yeah, it's that pretty strong for water flowing from
A stream in
a stream
in Hawaii. Yeah, that's too strong.
Yeah, so officials were able to track the cause of a spill from a drain pipe that's owned and operated by Paradise Beverages, which is Hawaii's largest distributor of alcoholic drinks. So I booked my trip to Hawaii the moment that I read this article. And just give me a funnel.
Yeah.
I will be hydrated and lightly buzzed.
Yeah, so you'll fix this one sip at a time?
I'll figure it out. Send me to Hawaii.
I dare you.
Me and Carol Cox over here. We'll figure out this mystery.
Yeah, you're gonna rage?
Yeah. At 1.2 ABV. Yeah.
Oh, watch out.
Yeah. Michelle, I think we have a very limited window to get through Talkbuster video before the puppy absolutely destroys the studio.
She won't destroy it. She wants love, and she'll do anything to get it.
She very much just wants attention, and
She's like, I finally found nice people. Pay attention to me.
yeah.
All right, let's get into Talkbuster Video.
For those unfamiliar with Talkbuster Video, this is a segment of our show where we have the videos fresh from the internet's kitchen straight to our podcast studio, and we discuss them in all their glory and our chaos. If you're listening to the show instead of watching on YouTube, there's an easy way to fix that. Just go to YouTube and search for our channel, Bad Manners Food.
With that out of the way, let's get into it.
I mean, coming off Thanksgiving, we got to hit them with a fucked up turkey. So
Yeah.
let's do it.
What are you doing, Uncle Jack?
I'm gonna pull the turkey out.
It's burned to literal shit.
Why does she sound like R2-D2?
It is so burnt.
Relax.
It's just the skin.
Oh, dude. Yeah,
It looks like it's made of charcoal. That's how black this turkey is.
So he's like, it's just the skin. It's not a big deal. Which is like every man's just like, it's fine. We can flake it off.
Yeah.
By the way, when the FDA is like, we know that red meats and things like that have carcinogens, them being charred like this is exactly what they're talking about. This is full of cancer. Don't eat this if it's burned this bad. But yeah, he's like, he plays off. He's like, it's just the skin.
Yeah, it's
listen to the other clear adult that's next to him.
Jack, that's not even fun.
Oh, that was rough.
All right, video number 2. Let's go.
Okay, we have somebody with corn.
Okay.
Okay, we
Got
a
street corn,
street
elotes.
corn,
Sure.
okay.
All right.
Oh,
chocolate.
mayonnaise and chocolate syrup. More mayonnaise, cinnamon, lime juice. Nobody. No signs of anyone eating that.
That does not look appetizing, dude.
No.
Oh,
No.
man.
No.
Don't serve that to me.
No. Game over.
I have to assume with the Hershey's chocolate that he put it on, he's going for like a mole, maybe. I don't know.
No.
This is in India. This is not clearly. Nobody's abuelita is serving this. Is what I'm getting at. Moving on to video number 3.
Okay, this is
Let's dance.
Somebody put a
sterno burner.
Yeah.
For like a chafing burner
in a toilet.
and they have a aluminum lid.
And they're trying to cook meat in the airplane
A
bathroom.
thinly sliced piece of steak.
And oil.
They got the sizzle going. I'll give them that. I didn't think that aluminum was going to heat up.
Yeah. What kind of leaves are these? Is that basil?
Looks like basil. I don't know why you'd have basil on a steak, unless it was like dry basil, but like that fresh basil. Also, don't wash it in a sink. He's walking back to his seat.
I do not
Oh, shit.
condone this. This seems like a pretty dangerous behavior on a fucking airline. I hope you got kicked off, and that was fucking disgusting.
Doesn't every airline in the bathroom have like a plaque next to the sink?
Yeah, and
It's
they're
like,
smoke detectors.
It's like, do not drink this. This is not potable water.
Potable.
Potable. What I say?
It's the bourbon.
It's you can't. Yeah. But they do. Airplanes have that warning sign that's like, don't drink this water.
Yeah.
And he just washed
Basil leaves.
basil leaves on it.
Listen, he deserves. We're both like, it's a man.
Enjoy diarrhea, sir.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it's
What are you doing with that sterno thing when you're putting it out?
How about the fact he reached into an airplane toilet? Why are we overlooking that? And then he cooked with that same hand that he put that burner in the toilet with, the airplane toilet.
The amount of poo residue in the bowl that he's heating up underneath the steak.
Airborne.
Yeah.
No thanks. All right.
Obviously, man.
Okay, we got a stovetop with some red sauce. Looks like pasta is boiling and some meat is browning in 3 separate pots.
I took the audio out of this one, but I am so tired of this fad.
Oh my God. It's more countertop food,
I'm
but at
tired
least they
of
put
this.
down foil. At least they put down foil. Okay, so
I
they're
hate this
just
fad.
piles of pasta, poured sauce over it, meat and cheese, and now they're eating with their hands. You know, you can eat with your hands from a plate.
I'm going to say this, and maybe this is judgmental. I don't see mom in here. This is
Who's filming it?
this whole energy is I have my kids for the weekend energy.
Yeah.
No, we want to go to dad's house. He lets us eat on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
what I'm
you know
picking
what?
up from this
That's
video.
That's not a bad call.
Yeah. So, okay. Final video. Here we go.
I don't like this. Okay, boiling water. Yeah, of course. Pouring a whole bag of Lay's potato
So
chips.
we've seen this in previous Talkbuster videos. People putting a bag of potato chips into boiling water.
Put it on low and put a little bit of butter.
But I will say that the 2 other times have been international.
Yeah.
She is, I assume, North American.
Yeah.
Cheese.
That's Kroger brand, so she's an American.
Beautiful.
Button cheese and the mashed potatoes.
A little bit of minced onion. Garlic powder.
Didn't they have enough salt?
Salt.
Yeah, they absolutely did have enough salt.
Pepper.
And that was a whole bag.
Yeah,
That was a
that's
whole
way
fucking
more
bag.
than your daily allotted. Also, in all that time, you could have made mashed potatoes.
Look, we all have junk, easy to make recipes that they're guilty pleasures. That's fine. We all have them.
It's fine.
This is a whole bag of potato chips that has been boiled. It is salty by nature.
You're eating a whole bag of fried potato chips that you're then boiling, adding even more seasoning. There's so much salt in there. I can't even wrap my mind
That
around
looked
it.
like a bag of Lay's.
Yeah, it was a bag of Lay's.
Not the best if you're gonna be eating. I mean, they're good
She
potato
could have
chips. but
just
like,
buy instant potatoes, people.
in the time that it took to make that, yeah, you could have.
She could have boiled a potato and mashed
You
it.
could have very easily just made mashed potatoes from
Yeah.
scratch. Yeah. Criminal.
It's disgusting.
Criminal.
It's disgusting.
And look, we all have these guilty recipes, you know. Maybe don't share them with the world.
Also,
Don't put it on the internet.
I do not believe people eat this on the reg.
She did. She of all the Talkbuster videos we've had, I think she might be the first person to take a bite out of her
I know she ate
monstrosity.
it, but I don't believe this is what I eat on Tuesdays. You'd be dead. You would be a dead person.
With like 2 fistfuls of Monterey Jack.
Yeah. No, you'd be dead in time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. I'm not here for it. Thank you for making me not throw up, though. I appreciate that.
Trying to keep it mild. It's the holidays, you know.
I mean, the toilet flame was a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to know what point in the flight he did that. You know?
Yeah.
That he was like, oh, we're going to land in 15 minutes. I got to go cook my steak. I'll say this. I don't know if that's fake or not. I do appreciate that he walked back to his seat.
Yeah.
Could you imagine
I appreciated the plating.
somebody? Yeah, he had garnish.
Yeah.
Someone goes into the bathroom on your flight.
I'm surprised they let you take a sterno on an airplane.
There's a lot of things that are questionable that he got past security. But if you're sitting at your seat and you see a young man go into the toilet and they are in there for 20, 25 minutes.
There had to be there's always someone in line, too. Imagine the person going in after him
And they walk out
with a hot steak.
with a hot steak. Yeah. So I don't know. I wouldn't eat it, but I do appreciate the amount of effort that went into that.
I mean, he's risking multiple felonies, so have at it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not going to be able to fly on Spirit Airlines anytime soon.
That looked like Delta.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Delta will let you bring a sterno onto the flight.
And raw meat.
Yeah, just in case.
Yeah.
You know.
Ugh. Oh, Jesus.
All right, let's fucking wrap out the show before the puppy destroys the studio. She's now finally asleep at my feet, and we could keep going, but I do feel like I need to give her a bath. She is really just covered in street filth.
But shout out to our producer, Caitlin Cleveland, who is going to have to cut around some real nonsense this week, and we appreciate you. Also, shout out to our audience. Thank you for tuning in every single week. Don't forget to grab a copy of our new book, Brave New Meal, and sign up for the Broiler Room whenever y'all get a chance.
Also, shout out to Brock Berrigan, who does our theme music for Forked Up. And y'all can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest at Bad Manners Food.
And all of our recipes, including the poblano breakfast tacos and our blood orange buck, are all available at badmanners.com.
All right, but we have got to go take care of this strange puppy. So we will see y'all next week. But until then, stay hungry and keep cooking.
We'll see y'all next week. Bye.